Welcome to the Masterclass of the Caterpillar to a Butterfly 21-Day Challenge. Today we are going to delve into something very profound. Something most people ignore, underestimate, or delay. But understand this clearly, this is not optional. This is mandatory. Tonight you will learn about night affirmations. How to train your subconscious mind while you sleep. Your conscious mind rests at night, but your subconscious remains active. What you expose it to before sleep quietly shapes your beliefs, your decisions, and your future. This is where real transformation begins. Not through effort, but through repetition and alignment. So give this lesson your full attention. What you listen to tonight matters more than you realize. Let me start with a question. What was the last thought you fell asleep with last night? Was it fear, doubt, worry, or was it faith, riches, and power? Do you even remember? Because whether you remember or not, your subconscious does, and it is now building your life based on that final thought. If it was confusion, expect more confusion. If it was certainty, expect order. The mind never sleeps. It obeys, and what you whisper before you close your eyes, you will live tomorrow. Say the wrong thing at night, and you will wake in poverty. But say the right thing, and the gates of wealth begin to open before dawn. After tonight, you will never speak carelessly again. You will program your mind for riches every single night starting now. Introduction: the last thought before sleep. You may think the day ends when you close your eyes, but the truth is far more powerful. The day does not end when the light fades or the body rests. The day begins when your mind grows quiet. That final whisper, that last sentence you speak internally before slumber, it is not a throwaway thought. It is the blueprint your subconscious will build from while you sleep. It is the command. Your deeper self will execute until you rise. And I ask you now, as a man who has studied the richest and most powerful minds on earth, what was the last thought you fell asleep with last night? Was it one of worry? Was it a complaint about lack? Was it a replay of failure? Was it doubt about your future, or was it a bold, deliberate declaration of riches, purpose, and power? Because whether you remember or not, your subconscious does the subconscious mind, records without judgment, accepts without filter, and obeys without protest. It cannot argue, it cannot interpret, it cannot delay. It only obeys, and whatever you impress upon it in your final moments of wakefulness becomes the soil from which your next day and eventually your entire future shall grow. This is the law of auto-suggestion in man. No matter how intelligent, how learned, how gifted can violate this law without consequence. Auto-suggestion is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious. It is how your waking self transfers instruction to your sleeping mind. And the moment before sleep is when this bridge is most open, most vulnerable, most powerful. Now understand this. Most men misuse it. They lie in bed reviewing what went wrong. They replay what they fear. They speak inwardly about what they lack. And then they wonder why their lives are full of confusion and scarcity. But I tell you, the law is exact what you repeat. You become what you declare. You receive what you whisper before sleep. You live the next day. This is not fiction. This is not superstition. This is the very mechanism by which the mind transforms thought into reality. The man who feeds his subconscious with riches before rest shall rise with instruction. The man who ends his day with despair shall rise with more of the same. There is no neutrality. There is only direction. Let me say it plainly. Say the wrong thing at night, and you sabotage the riches that are trying to reach you. You lock the vault with your own voice, but speak rightly, speak with purpose, definiteness, confidence, and you align yourself with infinite intelligence who never sleeps and always responds your mind like your fortune is being built while you sleep. The only question is, what blueprint are you handing it? You must begin tonight. You must not wait. You must not allow another evening to end with the voice of the world ringing in your ears. Turn off the voice of the world. Turn off the confusion of others. Turn off the doubts that tried to enter through fatigue and instead declare this to yourself. My definite chief aim is fixed. My mind is rich. My riches are certain. Speak it. Say it with power and say it again. Not once, not twice, but until your subconscious, like a faithful servant, begins to believe it. Because belief does not begin by feeling, it begins by repetition. And repetition is your duty every night until riches are no longer something you wish for, but something you expect. Now I will teach you how to do this. You will not guess. You will not hope. You will not improvise. You will receive instruction. This speech will deliver you 8 powerful truths, each one forged from the fire of experience and the law of success. each one written with the weight of spiritual law and the command of mental mastery. You will learn how the subconscious mind receives riches through repetition, how night is the hour of instruction, not confusion, how to plant your definite chief aim like a seed each night, how to use the quiet hours as direct connection to infinite intelligence, how to build mental habits that produce financial results, how to command your beliefs, speech, and vision while the world sleeps. These are not guesses. These are laws, and if you obey them, if you repeat these truths every night before you sleep, you will program your mind for unlimited riches. Others sleep in worry. You will sleep in power. Others end their days with drifting thoughts. You will end yours with deliberate declaration. And as you do, you will rise with clarity, walk with certainty, and one day discover that the fortune you once only spoke now lives in your hands. Repeat these truths before bed, and you will plant seeds while the world is asleep. Seeds that grow into gold. Let us begin part 1. The subconscious is always listening. The richest land in the world is not in oil fields or gold mines. It is your subconscious mind. And like all fertile land, it will grow whatever seed you place in it. Whether that seed be riches or ruin, faith or fear, the soil does not discriminate. It only produces what you plant repeatedly. And I say to you with the full weight of truth, your subconscious is always listening. It listens when you doubt. It listens when you worry. It listens when you complain, and it listens when you speak with power. It records each word without judgment and begins to reproduce it in your world. This is not theory. This is law. The subconscious does not sleep. The moment your conscious mind begins to drift into slumber, your subconscious becomes fully active. And whatever words you have just spoken, it receives as command. The man who ends his day with statements of lack, I can't afford it, or nothing ever works for me, has just instructed his subconscious to build a tomorrow of more lack. And the man who ends his day by saying, I am rich in thought, clear in aim, and guided by infinite intelligence, that man has sown gold into the soil of his mind. Let me say it plainly again. Every repeated thought spoken before sleep enters the subconscious without resistance. It is taken in like water by dry ground, and once received, it begins to grow automatically, faithfully, powerfully. This is the law of autosuggestion. You cannot escape it. You can only use it. You are either using it to program wealth or to repeat the very failure you wish to escape. Think of your subconscious as a vast field. If you sow thorns and weeds into it through negative self-talk, it will yield confusion and hardship. If you sow seed of wealth, definite purpose and belief, it will yield opportunity, strength, and results. Andrew Carnegie understood this law, and he trained his men to understand it. Every man he mentored had to write out his definite chief aim in clear, bold language. They had to speak it aloud. They had to impress it upon their subconscious, with discipline, with belief, and with fire. He taught that riches were not granted. They were created through thought, and that thought, when impressed with belief and repetition, became power. Every one of his most successful men followed this rule. They never ended a day without speaking their purpose aloud. You must do the same. Do not end your day with fear. Do not end your day with doubt. Do not end your day with complaint. End it with a command for riches, a command for clarity, a command for results. Because your mind is a servant and it cannot resist a man who speaks with faith. Say this before you sleep. I am the master of my thoughts. I am the commander of my riches. I plant only what I wish to harvest. Do not speak it passively. Speak it with authority. Speak it until your voice shakes with certainty. Speak it until your subconscious believes it more than your fears, and say this also, my definite chief aim is fixed. My mind is rich, my riches are certain. This is not poetry, this is instruction. This is the speech of the man who governs his destiny. You may not yet have the fortune in your hands, but if you speak this nightly, you will have it in your hands soon enough. Understand there is no neutral thought. There is no harmless sentence. Every word is seed. Every seed produces after its kind. You do not plant grapes and grow thorns, and you do not speak failure and expect wealth. World by morning, let your final thoughts not be scattered but sacred, not noisy but noble, not drifting but definite tonight. Say this one more time. I am connected to infinite intelligence. I speak what I seek. I command what I claim. My sleep is not rest, it is instruction. Let us continue. Part 3. Wealth comes to the man who commands it. Riches are not drawn to hesitation. They are not summoned by vague intention. Wealth comes to the man who commands it not through arrogance but through spiritual authority. The man who speaks with certainty before he sleeps gives his subconscious no room to debate, no room to delay. Your subconscious mind is like an army, and you are the general. Each night as the world turns silent and your conscious mind begins to yield, you must deliver orders. You must speak with finality. You must declare what is to be built, what is to be drawn, what is to be done. No empire was ever built by suggestion. No fortune was ever sustained by hoping. You must command, you must direct. You must speak as one who already possesses what he seeks. Repeat this to yourself. I do not ask for riches, I declare them. I do not wonder if I will be wealthy. I have already claimed it in thought. And what is claimed in thought becomes substance by law. Consider Henry Ford, a man who is ridiculed by experts, mocked by bankers, dismissed by manufacturers. They told him the mass automobile was impossible, but he held a vision, and more importantly, he repeated that vision until it became stronger than the voices of doubt. Each night Ford would review the image in his mind, the working man driving a simple, affordable vehicle. He did not speak if it would happen. He spoke as though it had already occurred, and in doing so he transferred the image into the vault of his subconscious. From there it was passed upward to infinite intelligence and into reality. You must understand this clearly. Night is when orders are written on the soul. The day is for labor, but the night is for law. The night is when you command the invisible realm. It is when you hand your instructions to the architect of your tomorrow. Say this before sleep. I demand wealth of life, and I give service beyond expectation. I speak in authority, not in hope. I move by law, not by luck. The wealth you seek is not stationary. It is in motion, but your words determine its direction. When you speak with command, it is drawn to you. When you speak with fear, it turns from you. The language of wealth is decisiveness. The voice of prosperity is certainty. You are not begging the universe, you are partnering with it. You are not a spectator. You are a participant in the very laws that govern creation, but you must speak with discipline. You must end each day as a king gives orders to his court, not as a beggar hoping for crumbs. Each time you whisper doubt, you stall your blessing. Each time you repeat fear, you delay what is yours. But each night that you speak your chief aim aloud, each night you affirm belief, each night you see your wealth is already done, you bring the unseen closer to your hands. Command this: I am a commander of thought. I direct my subconscious to build in wealth. I give it no vague instruction. I speak with accuracy. I speak with obedience to law. Think not of this as fantasy. This is the mechanism by which all riches are created. Every fortune began as thought. Every palace was first a blueprint. Every gold mine was first a hunch, a desire, a repetition of a single vision carried with burning clarity. Tonight, as the world sleeps, you must awaken. Awaken your authority, awaken your tongue, awaken your destiny, speak the vision. See the reward, declare it not with weakness, but with fire. And above all, repeat it, because what is not repeated is not believed, and what is not believed is never received. Speak again. I do not ask for riches. I command them through faith, service, and repetition. I give my subconscious its work, and I trust that it shall be done. Let us continue. Part 4. Faith must be spoken aloud, especially at night. Faith, if it remains inside, dies in silence. It is not meant to remain hidden in the thoughts of man. Faith must be spoken aloud, especially when the world is quiet, when the soul is still, and when the gateway. From today onward, never let a night pass without listening to these nightly affirmations. Listen once or repeat it as many times as you need, but never skip. Tonight you begin with 3 parts. Starting tomorrow, you will have access to all 8. Your transformation grows while you sleep. Stay cheerful and happy. See you in the next lesson.